Well, everyone, welcome back to Dark Souls. So as you can see, I did some changes off screen, very minor. Our stats have not revamped that much, like that. These are current stats, and our equipment, as you say, as you saw, doesn't do that much. I just mixed things up. I put the sorcerer boots, which gives us, a more lighter weight, and the thief mask, so we have some extra protection as well. So now we're like ninjas, I guess. Anyway, we're back here because before actually proceeding to the sewer level, we might as well get some preparation, and there's an optional dungeon just above a door here that can do that is for us. But before that, let me rest here for a second above time, just so I can respond in case I die, because we have, let's just say that, there you go. If you don't remember, here is where, Andre of Astora is blacksmithing, that. And just right here, there's a small door, and just above that, there's a large space with a giant Titanite demon. Dude, you have your basement crawl with a fucking meat boss. What are you doing?
So we've only just started but you need a rest immediately after
This
you
is
start.
entirely my fault.
Well, not this. I probably would have gone this regardless because it's a good, diversion for getting where we need to. The thing is, I could ignore it. This guy, this big guy for you. But here's the thing. Not only it's better if we deal with him as soon as possible, but also it gives a decent amount of souls and potentially a Titanite demon, which is always good for blacksmithing purposes. Yeah. Also, this guy is relatively easy to dodge, and our shield gives us sufficient protection for avoiding getting slaughtered. You only need to start to be afraid of two attacks: the jump attack and the lightning bolt that he's about to do.
I was gonna say because he's struggling with the tail a little bit.
Yeah, I can't cut it actually. The lightning bolt is a magic attack, so my shield has paltry resistance to it. And the jump attack is a very heavy magical attack, so my shield, doesn't do that much protection. Oops, like that. Also, as you can see, the arena is specifically designed to be against me because there are a lot of objects that are, impeding my standing properly. Again, the mobility is it should be all in your favor because the Titanite demon, cannot move properly. As you can see, it's basically a moving statue. It's missing a leg. It has no proper head, although that certainly doesn't stop him. And there you go. So basically, he's using his baton also as a kind of a crane to move around. We're almost done with this up here. Almost there. West Virginia? Yeah, there we go. So let's see what he dropped.
Well,
just Demon Titanite. There is a chance. No, sorry. Yes, Gleaves. Fallout 76 jokes.
I was just gonna say, none of us are.
Not to mention, the song existed way before the game, so
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. There's also Country Roads.
It's funny. It's actually one of those songs that my sister was drilling my head in constantly. So of course I ended up hating because of that.
You got me imagining like one of those cartoon characters that constantly sings the same song, driving their simply to go ah.
That's kind of real life. All series do that. But anyway, after dealing with the Titanite demon, we end up in a garden. It's similar to the area where we have been in order to collect this grass shield, and this is the Darkroot Garden. And talk about company, we have grass people to deal with here. However,
have you got any fire?
Well, we have our pyromancy, but thankfully for now our 500 is sufficient. They have the chance to drop the purple moss clump. This thing is vital for our dungeon because it's your only defense remedy against the poison status. So basically, you better stock up with this. What I will farm a bit off screen of these guys. Also, we can drop also the blood red moss clumps, which does the same for bleeding. But to be honest, you don't really need it because the bleeding status effect is particular on its own. It's not like poison. Anyway, here you have to spot on the ground there is one that is hiding. So if you actually, motherfucker, if you actually moved in, this will animate behind you and will ambush you. So it's a good tactic. First to deal with this, but to plunge your soul directly into it like this. There you go. So the ambusher gets out ambushed.
It's like you're writing it's like you're writing some sort of Dark Souls fanfic, and then he plunged his soul into him.
That's not it. Anyway, there you go. If we get here, there is this mysterious door with a glowing emblem on it, but it's locked by some contraption. I've seen this kind of stone emblem before, but maybe we'll get back to it.
Blow it up.
I can't. But here, well, okay, Lives, let me give you a try. Look, see? It's fucking worthless.
Theo, I said blow it up, not fling your sword at it.
Okay, more direct demonstration. Look, doesn't happen. Jack shit.
He didn't even hit the door. Well, there you go.
But anyway, there you go. As you can see, there's a wall here that shouldn't be here. But if you have a keen eye by moving here, and we'll be talking a bit with the camera, you can see there's a bonfire behind it, meaning 2 + 2 equals invisible wall, meaning there's a secret bonfire that you can lit and use here. The plant demons will respawn, but the Titanite demon won't, so thankfully our way back will not be impeded. So for now, let's just ignore the door and move instead here.
Yeah, I could find out what treasures lie behind the glowy door.
Oh, we can get there, don't worry. Here, watch out because you have a potential ambush of 3 root monster. Fucking hell.
Well, I know you said root monster, but I thought you said rude monster.
Oh,
I mean, they are being rude, they're ambushing you.
This also is a rare drop, the blooming purple moss club. This is even more vital than the purple moss club. Why? Because there is a second type of poison status that you can be inflicted by what is called toxicity. So what is that? It's poison, but it works a double, 2 times worse. So basically, as soon as you get it, you have 10 seconds average to heal, otherwise you're dead. So you better get these also. Anyway, there's a fog gate here, so let's move. Oh, that's right, I forgot to do this. Give me a second. Let me get back to the bonfire because I better be human for this.
Hey. I've been thinking recently about
You've been thinking, Libs?
Yeah, I know, the black smoke came out the windows and everything. Anyway, what I was thinking of, what parallels about this game could I make to England, aside from the accents, obviously?
Well, again, most of the voice actors are British, so...
Yeah. England has some...
we haven't met, it's far later in the gameplays, but there is a dungeon that has a particular theme based on the Harry Potter movies and books. So there's that.
Yeah,
Again, and this is more specifically the Taka Miyazaki. Also, look at my leg, he's checking up with the stone. In the Taka Miyazaki directly stated that it was based on that, and he's kind of like Kojima, he loves Western media, so I can't believe that.
Yeah, I say England specifically because I don't know what...
Well, Shiroi, it's also a bit spoiling. We may meet him potentially in the next part, but there is a guy with a Welsh accent, so who knows? Oh, shit! Forgot about these guys.
Well, yeah. Me. Well, actually, no, wrong Bandai Namco published game.
What?
Normally I do a Welsh accent, but that's strictly for Nino Kuni, and that was
also Pedro. Anyway,
I do Drippy.
If you check here, you can see that this tree is moving, and it looks a bit different from the others. So let's try whacking him. Oh, look at that! It can be killed. So let's do some lumberjacking and kill it. Thankfully, these trees do not attack you at all. They're just there literally to block the road, lizard.
Oh. Well, that's not a tree.
Well,
Be gone. Where did it go? Where did it went?
you sent it into the ground.
Okay,
Whacked it
He's
out.
hiding from you.
What is this? Why is this game only having enemies clipping through the floor only when I'm, recording?
Wait, Tia, you're the great glitch finder. Remember that one you found in Heavy Rain?
Seriously, it really seems like the glitch gremlin has like a fond of trolling me when I'm recording. Also, there's another tree here.
No, whack the tree hard enough and that'll end up in the ground too.
Thankfully, no. Some type of enemies actually disappear and don't stay on the ground. This is a particular, optional area of the optional area with less enemies that will pester you and with a reward at the end. But for now, let's keep searching here for a bit and see if something... Oh shit! More lizards. I'm more confused about the biology, because these type of lizard, if I recall correctly, are more suited for tropical jungle, not necessarily, European-style forests. So, methinks these enemies were repurposed because they were cut content. Especially considering this is the only area in the game where you find them.
They look like cut villains from Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh, and there's another clip of the ground. Now, where's that damn valve awakening? Maybe for Dark Souls 2, we should call our character with a very edgy name, like Sun Eater 420 or something.
No, I got one. I got one. The Dark Sun Edgelord.
Weaves, hold on. This is another major enemy of this area, the Stone Guardian. These enemies whack hard and have a high resistance, especially when it over the shield. Also, they can use this spell, the Tranquil Walk of Peace. It's a spell that you can potentially get if you're a cleric as well. And if you're affected, you are basically slowed down with your movements. So basically, it's a spell that has a name that trolls you. It's technically true because it's a Tranquil Walk of Peace, but it's not really useful for combat.
I love how in this case you're slashing his arse. Like even if he wins this fight, he will never be able to shit again.
Well, it's a Stone Guardian, Lucas. It's more of a golem.
No, his piss will be the rainwater it absorbs.
Of course. Anyway, let's proceed through here, which is the only other way up. I think there's another Stone Guardian up ahead. Yeah, there is. Alright, get up. Unfortunately, another thing is that the Stone Guardians cannot be damaged until they're fully up. So you need to wait for them to get their ass up. Oh, and look what's here. Let's see. It's a wolf ring. This is one of our first of many four different types of ring, because let's check. Sorry, let me get back here. Let's check. There you go. It's in the description. It says, one of the special rings granted to the 4 Knights of Gwyn. The fourth ring belongs to Artorias, the Abyss Walker. Artorias had an unbendable wheel of steel and was unmatched with a greatsword. So basically, this tells us, on our perspective, that Gwyn had 4 knights and each of them had an animal theme. In this case, it's the wolf of Artorias. There are also, without giving some specific name, a hornet, a falcon, and a lion. But each of them has a particular effect that helps you. In this case, it boosts our poise. If you don't remember what I explained, the poise is... Oh shit, I almost went down. Anyway, let's go back. I'll explain while we go back on the way we came. The poise is our resistance in flinching. When you take damage, if you have a low poise, our character will, get stunned for a second. You're like, oh shit, I'm being hit. With a high level poise, your character will still take the damage, but will be unflinching, meaning that you can, if you are in the middle of a combat animation, you can still hit even if you get hit first. This is useful for a strength build similar to ours, where we need to get to be able to hit regardless. However, we only get the ring only now. We only have equipped the ring only now because we don't have that much alternatives. But there will be a good alternative later on, which we will replace it. Anyway, let's proceed here with more Stone Guardian.
Okay, what's stone weak to normally?
Water, and earth, and grass.
Do you have any of those on your... Well, he's dead anyway.
Well, not for this game, Dweebs.
Yeah, it's a pity this game doesn't take place in modern day. We just got a bulldoze.
Oh, look at that, another one of these fuckers. Jesus. Always trying to ambush me. Anyway, if we get here... Oh, look, there's an item, but this tree is particularly curious. Guys, should I get the item?
No.
Here?
Is this not the same thing that we told you not to get before, or is this something different?
No, this is something different. Well, it's just some curious decorative, plant obtrusion, similar to snakes, I guess.
I'd leave it.
Okay then. Well, not necessarily leave it, but that means we can pass to action because you made the correct choice. This is a parasite plant, in the sense that it's a lizard that crawls back to a plant, and this guy itself would have attacked us if we got to the treasure, which is out spear. Surprisingly enough, spears are not exactly the best thing in this game, so unfortunately, despite being one of my favorite weapons to use in a video game, I want to do it for this one. Rest in peace.
Shiri, we should agree more often.
Well, I just kind of figured it's a forest, and anything that's bright is usually to be avoided.
This is a more simple treasure, simply just guarded by a bunch of tree spirits and 2 stone guardians, actually. So it's best to pick them up one by one and, be with it.
We've got a...
Don't fuck us with the camera first.
We've got a fair few forests around my parts.
Sorry, Libs, I didn't listen to that. What you said?
We have quite a few forests around here.
Well, I can imagine. Oh shit!
I'm almost near one.
Oh, fuck. Whatever. I'll just ignore most of the enemies and get back here.
All the smoke coming out of here. I thought you'd been snapped.
That's my soul getting released.
Yeah, or blipped, or whatever the fuck Marvel are calling it today.
Sorry?
Yeah, that's what I never understood.
They should be being dusted.
They can never keep a consistent name. It's dusted, then snapped, then blipped.
Well, to be fair, for Spider-Man Far From Home, it's how the cool kids of the school call it. So
I swear everyone was calling it that.
You can imagine it was like used for a slang. To be fair, Gribbs, it's not that far-fetched as an idea. Yeah, the fact that different groups of people name a common event in different ways. I don't know. I guess I'm just more tolerant to it to be in universe like this.
Alright, in between parts...
Yeah, while I'm going, go ahead, Weaves.
In between parts, I saw the new Terminator movie. It came out a bit earlier for us Brits compared to some other countries.
Yeah, these Tungarians kind of looks like T800, T600s a bit.
It was okay. It was okay.
Well, judging by how Weaves described the plot to me, which lines up with the supposed leaks that were found on Reddit, not really okay for me. But I guess I'll wait until the movie gets leaked on the internet and see for myself.
I could buy you a copy.
No thanks. I don't want anyone to spend money as a result. Whoa, that's interesting. Well, do you know if Pedro or Jova have plans to see the movie on cinema?
Well, I'm not sure Pedro's gonna see it
Well, after
because
Genesis,
yeah.
I'm not sure myself.
Well, and he's not exactly been a huge fan of James Cameron's most recent
Well,
stuff.
yeah. Look, he said that doing our, Terminator Salvation excellent video game run.
Bye.
No, don't.
As in bye bye. bye bye to Salvation.
Bye bye, man. Anyway, we actually retrieved our souls, and if we get here, there's another Stone Guardian, but we actually close to the final destination of this particular, oh shit, to this particular dungeon, optional dungeon. There we go. Fuck off. Thanks to the Rite of Kindling, now I have so many Estus Blacks we can do. Anyway, oh, look at that, something shining behind those bushes. It's a summoning sign. Let's see who it is. Witch Beatrice. The unexpected crossover with Umineko no Nakukoroni? I don't know.
Omnicron?
No. Is there a Witch Beatrice in Omicron?
I don't know. I mean, it's a David Cage game, but that doesn't sound too far-fetched, does it?
No. I can see David Bowie being dressed up as a witch.
Yeah.
We kind of need, anyway, we need Beatrice's intervention because if we spot here, there's our next boss that will jump on us if we get immediately onto the arena. A giant butterfly. So let's get down to it, and it's the Moonlight Butterfly. And this is where I lay my arm down and let Beatrice do all the work because this is a boss specifically designed for range combat, and we don't really have options for it. Ah, shit. Come on, Beatrice, do your magic. See? She's doing fine. Occasionally, the butterfly can also land, but it's relatively rare as an occasion. So.
I was trying to say, but I think I cut off. Clearly, too, you're not respecting the workers' rights.
Oh, there you go, it's landing. So let me... Come on, Beatrice, I'm doing some damage here. Jesus. There we go. Fuck off. This easiest boss ever. Jesus. We got it stalled, actually.
That's because you just stood back and let someone else do all the work.
To be fair, I did my part when it landed. I could have done potentially even without her. I just was really that lazy and wanted to showcase what Beatrice could do. But let's see what was guarding the boss. Another tower, and we get up here. Eventually. There we go, almost there. Jesus. It's... Oh, the refuge of another blacksmith, but this guy apparently got petrified. Wonder what happened to him. Well, let's take what he has. A key, a watch, sorry, Libza.
I'm sure he'll appreciate that.
A watchtower basement key, we don't really need it, believe me. And a divine ember, or plus an overbone. Let's give it a look, actually. It's ruby on our key items. An ember for blacksmith weapon ascension pack. Sorry, my bad. During these days, for myself, I'm playing Nier Automata, so my muscle memory is completely fucked up right now. So, let's check his item description. Ember required for weapon ascension. Divine embers are property of the church and intended for divine blacksmith. Ascension plus 5 standard weapon. Divine weapons are for undead hunting, used against undead and the pawns of necromancer. Basically, if I give this to a blacksmith, it will allow him, I think her only made blacksmith in this game. It will allow this blacksmith to ascend part of some of them potentially to a divine status, meaning that they will have a divine attribute and we will be able to inflict more damage to skeletons and necromancers. Anyway, let's mosey. Actually, no, might as well use the homeward bone to return to the bonfire. as well we don't have to do the whole way up. Oh. There we go. I've rested here for a second. And then now we can actually open this fucking door, Dweebs. Are you happy now?
No.
Did he? I guess he's BRB.
I'm just answering for him then. No.
Anyway, let's go back to Andre because he has now something that can give us. Now we have enough souls. Oh, let me get this in the meantime. Oh. Again, farm. It's best to farm the most out of moss. Hey, Dweebs.
Hey, unfortunately, that means there's a huge gap in the recording now, so I'm just not gonna.
Sure. Alright, I got it. There we go. Basically, Dweebs, in case you need to know, we have defeated the dreaded Moonlight Butterfly. We got this ember from a divine ember from the blacksmith, and get off me. And now we had to go back to Andre, because nowadays we have finally enough souls to get the item that we need to open that fucking door. So I hope you're happy.
Okay, good. Now, if this game were made by me, I'd have it so that blowing up the door would have consequences.
It's a bunch of the key item is a bunch of dynamite, and you have to stick in the door and blow it up.
Yeah, but if you're too close to it, you'll get blown up too.
To be fair, it is something that Dark Souls kinda does. If there are explosive items, they can damage you potentially. Alright, Andre, let's see if you can. Oh yeah, by the way, the ember that we have is particularly interest to him.
It's the ember of a divine blacksmith. Might you consider leaving that with me? I could produce divine weapons with a flame such as that.
Sure, might as well. Especially because it's basically we don't really have that much of a choice if we want a divine weapon, because only Andre accepts these ember. Our blacksmiths are very picky in a sense that they only accept specific types of ember. So of course, let's give this to him.
And if you refuse, you'll be beheaded. I mean,
Right decision. You soon shall see.
Alright, but unfortunately we don't really need. We also can learn a gesture for him. I forgot. We need it. But we can get for 20,000 sold the crest of Artorias. Let's get this item description as well. This crest opened a door in the Darkroot Garden sealed with ancient magic. The door leads to the grave of Sir Artorias, the Peace Walker. Many adventurers have left for the grave, but none have returned, for they make easy prey for local bandits. With such dangers, the crest can do more harm than good in the hands of the uninitiated. Well, what's wrong with taking it then? Let's go.
Get yourself killed.
be asked what's probably taking it, something's gonna go wrong.
Well, not exactly, Dweebs. It's more of a warning than I'm telling you that things are gonna get bad for you. It's more like preparing you for potential danger rather than telling you this was a bad idea.
I'm surprised I haven't come across like a dodgy item in Final Fantasy XIV.
You mean one that should heal you but it doesn't?
Or yeah, I open the item box, but an enemy just comes out of it.
I don't know what you're talking about, actually.
Now, what I mean is, like, say there's an item box, but when I open it instead of an item, an enemy jumps out of it.
Oh, yeah, there are no mimics as far as I know.
You'd think that in a game like this.
Well, no,
it
I'm not
shouldn't be
talking about.
everywhere.
I'm not talking this year. I'm talking about Final Fantasy XIV.
Oh.
That you mentioned. It's weird because mimics have been not sort of stable, but they have been present in Final Fantasy games. So I wonder what happened. Anyway, let's put the emblem in. And abracadabra, let the doors be open.
That just reminded me, hasn't even one of the Harry Potter games hidden an enemy in the chest at least once?
Maybe.
Not that I know. Honestly, the enemy variety in Philosopher's Stone, at least the PC version, isn't that great. You have the gnomes, some of the plant enemies, the turtles that fart fire. Yes, there was our thing. And then there's the chess match at the end, I think. I don't even think there's a proper boss fight until the end. Also, oh shit. Anyway, this is a particular area of the Darkroot Garden that has some particular human-like enemies into it. So watch out. We probably may die a lot here, actually. Oh shit. No, don't hit me, bro.
Also, camera, could you please agree with us?
No, sorry, Shiro, it's a Dark Souls experience.
Is the camera part of the difficult level design?
Yes. And that mean, and by that we mean it's just lazy level design where we needed to masquerade as difficulty.
Yes.
Well, that line's really nebulous, though, especially in a game like this.
I know, it's like,
No,
how much
there's
was intentional and how much did you just fuck up?
To be honest, Miyazaki and his team never tried to say that it was a feature. So I'm just making shit up.
Yeah.
Ah, fuck. I'm not giving this guy much of a damage. Damn it. Let's see, like this. There you go. That's much better. I'm also stomping into the ground. See, that's why fat rolling is a bad idea for you, mate. There we go, now it's much better. And each of these human enemies actually gives us a decent amount of soul, actually. Some of them don't respawn, others do, so watch out. Oh, there's another one, this time a sorcerer. Ugh. Let's get here, you coward. Oh, come on! Stop spamming your peace projectiles and fight like a man. And by that I mean just get stoned by my sword.
Your flipendo projectiles.
No, this. Shiri. Sorry, Shiri, it's a blue light, so you know what that means. Stupefy!
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 Anyway, let's. There are only, I think, like 1 or 2 enemies before what we need to do in this area is here. Let's just say that there is a face that, if we meet, will be interesting for you, Shiroi, to see, but we need to get to it first. And there's a... I think this guy is a cleric, especially considering the type of equipment that he has. Dude, come on. You know, I could have chose better with a potato sack. Oh, fucking hell, you know, the assassin. There we go. Much better. Come on. Fuck. This is basically a sort of PvE version of what the PvP normally looks like in this game. Right now, I don't still have a PS Plus, subscription, but I actually do plan on getting it down the line. At least for having one themed episode, because the PvP, particularly in this area, is actually really fun. Especially because if you have the online functionality active, here you can be invaded by people really easily, actually. So it's very fun potentially for the whole family. There we go. Almost dead.
What were the trailers like for a game like this? What were the trailers like for a game like this?
They use, if I recall correctly, they use some part of the CGI cutscene from the beginning and some footage from the boss
I know
fights.
they advertised it like as, they advertise it for its difficulty. How did that go down?
Well, like I said, well, there was a sort of precursor to this game called Demon Souls, PS3 exclusive, because it was mostly published by Sony. Although, for some reason, in other countries got weird. In USA, it was published by Atlus, of all people.
Alright.
And I think Europe got a different publisher as well. I don't remember for sure. But it was basically a prototype of this. And it got sort of a cult following, but again, PS3 exclusive in its early years, so not a lot of people cared about it. This instead was multi-plat and was also one of the first Japanese games to be ported on a PC, which was a game changer. So that helped immensely, particularly for the fact that that also sort of unlocked a more, generous behavior for Bandai Namco in treating its properties. Anyway, only one last enemy before getting into that. And unfortunately, it's one of the more aggressive ones. That battle axe is very dangerous, so let's try to avoid him, avoid getting hit, and let's try to hit him ourselves. This particular enemy is also basically using the set for the bandit, which includes the spider shield, a shield that would be actually really potentially useful for the dungeons that we're about to face. The environment also could help if I didn't got stuck in a route. We're almost there. Dead. Alright, and now that we have cleared the area, we can talk with more calm. Let's get inside here and turn to see a cat.
Oh.
Well, I guess it can talk, so let's see her.
Is it not so?
What's the name of the cat in Sailor Moon that talks?
Luna.
This is clearly not Luna.
I thought it was a different. I thought it was called
She's a
something
very
else.
chubby cat.
Do you mean
and
Optimus?
My advice true.
In English, I mean.
The legend of Artorias.
I think she actually kept the... I'm not sure about Optimus, but I think Luna kept the name Luna.
In the dictum, I mean.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Also-
sure Luna kept the name.
She speaks with she speaks with a very weird ancient English accent. Anyway, let's try this.
Well, I can't actually hear it, unfortunately, because I'm...
Oh shit! I think I fucked up.
The
I
bloody
think I
cat
fucked up
got
the-
to keep the name,
Damn
but
it,
not the
I
main
fucked up-
character.
Guys, you talked over. I fucked up the dialogue.
Oh,
Jesus.
sorry.
Let me see if I can. Okay, no. Maybe the bonfire can trigger it. Otherwise, I think I can. Basically, the gist of it is that the cat is guarding supposedly the tomb of Artorias. But technically speaking, we haven't come here for that. So let's see. If I don't get to trigger it, I will just explain to you what happens, and I will do it off screen. The problem is that most of the enemies here were responsible. We'll have to just, you know what? Well, actually, no. Let me just also level up
Just
since
run.
we got. Yeah, but let me level up first because we have a couple of souls to invest in.
Hey, we're in Viridian Forest, so dun 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 dun.
Let's also repair.
It was on that day Junichi Masuda just kept pounding on his keyboard.
Unfortunately, we don't have Titanite. Oh well, alas. Let's move. Alright, but yeah, as Shiroi got the hint from, let's wing it and see if Miss Cat Lady can grant us actually an audience. Be gone.
Piss off! I am busy.
No. Okay, then I will
Yeah.
have to do something off screen. All right then. Basically, if I say to the cat, "Ow!" to the cat lady that I have no business here for the Tomb of Artorias, she would instead ask me to be a part of her covenant. Like I mentioned already, what a covenant is when we got to the to the Warriors of Sunlight. But basically, those are PvP themed clans that you can join. In this case, the forest hunters. This is a very interesting, actually, maybe I can do. Yeah, I think I can do this while in this still episode. Might as well. Let's ping me like that while I'm going. I'll explain. In this case, the hunters of Alvina possess a special ring that she gives to you, the cat ring, I think, no, cat pact ring, I think it's called. Forgot the specific English name. And if you wear it and you have the online activated, Alvina will automatically summon you if someone, in another word, is entering the area of the forest. So technically speaking, if someone invades me while I'm in the forest, not in the Covenant, that means that Alvina of my world is summoning someone from another world to, annihilate me, to impede me from going on. That's actually it's actually my best of the PvP covenants, especially because unlike most of the PvP covenant, this one doesn't take into account your soul level scaling. What does this mean? This means it's the equivalent of having no matchmaking whatsoever in an online match, meaning you can find someone excessively overpowered. So, to be your opponent. You can argue that it's bullshit, but it kind of makes it fun, because otherwise most matches, PvP matches for the rest of the game are kind of boring, if you ask me. Part of the fun of the Dark Souls experience to me also is finding those situations where you have the Evil Mons type of PvP enemy. In a sense, these enemies that have Havel's armor plus the Mask of a Mother, which is for PvP purpose a decent combo, but not the one that we're building up for a build, personally. First, let's see if I have enough souls. I fear not, but in case, I guess I'll have to use extreme measures, I suppose. Allow me to consume these. Damn it, this wasn't expected. What we need to do now, if you don't remember, after we beat the gargoyle in the previous part, and we rang the bell, we found a peculiar NPC with black robes and everything. If we talk to him, like he said, he recognized the importance of the human scene and can potentially absolve us from it. So let's just say that if we give him an incentive, hint hint, souls, he can forgive all our sins within the world, meaning also that the dialogue with the cat, in terms of game, the dialogue with the cat gets to be restored, meaning that we get another chance to form our covenant pact. The catch is the more you commit sin and more you get absolved by Oscar, that's his name, the more souls it will require for you to be absolved. So let's try to be a good boy and not fuck up too many times. Damn it. There. Nice and easy. There we go. There's also another thing that I noticed. Oh, so backstab. Another thing that I noticed that instead is in Dark Souls 2, the draw distance. If you get an enemy, well, I guess this remaster works for the best, but if you get a draw distance, an enemy draw distance that you haven't reached yet, it will still move at a decent frame rate, sometimes, most of the time 60. In Dark Souls 2, most enemies that are far away from the screen, and I'm talking about the PS4 version, the most polished one, moves at 15 frames. Like, PlayStation 1 FMV quality frame rate. That's sad. Alright, Oscar, let's see how many souls do you want.
I am pleased to
1600? Okay, let me see if I can.
Thou art welcome any time. It is only human.
Yes, Jeremy. Just give me a second. Alright. I don't like to do this, but let's try. Oh, come on, it was only 1200, I forgot about this. Okay, cat covenant postponed, my bad. Because it will require too much time for me to grind decently to be absolved in a decent amount of time. Speaking of, Shiroi,
Yes.
What's the timer?
Oh, give me a moment.
I don't think it's passed too much time.
No. Just, Alright, almost 45 minutes.
Okay, I guess we can end the part. The part here. It's decent enough. I'll just get to the bonfire, and next time we'll get. I will grind enough souls and get the absolution, and next time we'll reprise the next Walvina and we'll get to the Valor proper. Might as well. Before that, it will also give me a chance to grind for more Moss Club, which we definitely need for our venture into the sewers. And also, it's good for foreshadowing purpose. So until then, have a good day.
See ya.